guys, so I want to talk about some. I filmed a video, it's uploading, okay? But this is a bonus video because I'm too excited about something. And I want to just talk to you guys about, well, a few things. Some news that I actually announced in the video, but I'm also going to announce in this video. I want to talk about why I didn't post yesterday. And then one more thing of why my music video is being delayed. So we're going to start with why I didn't post yesterday. Because it's the only standalone thing. So basically, technically yesterday, I filmed a behind the scenes video that ended up just life happening. Sam. Or like post. Come here. Sorry, he hasn't been around me all day, and I'll explain that in a minute. So like he's very, very excited to see his mama. And I'm very excited to see my baby. So I didn't post because the truth is I was really having a hard time. Oh, do you want down? Yeah. Okay, he wanted down. So I talked about in this other video that's uploading, but I want to explain more because I didn't fully cover it. Basically, I was really having a hard day. I filmed behind the scenes, but it's not going to be uploaded because first up it's boring. Because I didn't get a hold of Bella, which I'm fine. She gets busy. Life happens. We're cool. Sorry. If I give my dog a Sam. Okay, you know what? Come here. You want to eat your toy? We're putting him in the bathroom. He is not going to like it, but fine. I was struggling. The video was boring. In a minute, he'll calm down. It just takes him a minute. It's a nice bathroom. I really miss my crush, and last year was really hard. Turning 14, which is, I feel like 14 is like a not as big of a year as like 13 and 15, because like with 13 you're a teenager, you know, and that's kind of a cool deal. And with 15, it means you're going to be driving soon, and getting your driver's permit, hopefully. But 14's just that average here. Well, I always imagined turning 14 with my crush. Being like by my side, you know. That didn't happen. I was really hurt from that. And it's nobody's fault. Like, I'm not blaming anyone. It's just that didn't happen. Then I'm going to be turning 15 without my crush. And you're probably like, oh, you still have time. You might find your crush. Unless it happens in the next 19 days, which I don't think it will. I'm sorry for myself. And I'm also sorry for anyone who feels bad for me. But I don't want you to feel bad for me. But at the same time, I do want you to understand my feelings are real. And And basically, yeah, so I didn't post because of those reasons. Then I want to talk about the big news and also why the music video is postponed. It's still happening. It's not going to be postponed much. It might be postponed like a day or two. Yeah. So, I'm getting my ears pierced. I have wanted to for like 2 years now. Everyone was turning me down. Everyone, like, no, literally what I mean by that is like, I decided, I was at the movie theater watching a movie. My brain just kept going back to like, oh, I really want to wear JoJo earrings. Well, they don't make JoJo clip-on earrings. I already put in a request. And about a year ago, that did not happen. Or at least not yet. And yeah, basically, then, and I talked about with like my sister and and like so many people and like, well, some of my family overheard and like everyone went like, oh, you're diseased, because I have von Willebrand, which means I'm an easy bleeder, but I don't have a very strong case or a very bad case of it. Mine is very mild, which is really good. It's a good thing. Well, basically, like, everyone was talking me out of it. I brought it up to Mom, and she went like, no, you're diseased, you can't do that, it's no piercing, no, oh, trampoline parks. The trampoline park thing did not last long. Yeah, we kind of, like, I kept begging her, and it eventually happened. All of this stuff, like, I listened to the book, and I'm like, that book is dumb, and first up. And I wouldn't say that if it was actually reasonable, but the fact that she pushes things too far, or like, something that said, oh, be careful while doing, she takes it as, oh, don't do it. Or you're not supposed to do it, you know? Well, it became a thing. So then I asked my mom, she went, you know. And then that day, what made me so annoyed was that my sister was going to the mall, and I asked if I could come with because she was going to take my mom, but then my mom ended up not going. And she said, sure, but we're not getting your ear pierced, by the way. And I went like, I know that. She went like, I just wanted to make sure because I'm not going to go up against Mom. Yeah. And it makes sense. I would never purposely want her to go up against Mom. Unless it was like, I either life or death save me, or like, you know, like if it's something that's gonna help me, then yes, but if it's something like this, then like, you know. Then finally my dad and me talked about it, you know. Oh, and then we left it for like 6 months, and I kind of brought it up to her. She had the same reaction. We moved on, and I never tried to convince her ever again until today. Sam, be quiet. So basically, I talked about with Bella about a year ago, and she was like, "Oh, that sounds cool if it happens." And I was like, "It's not going to." Like, basically, then today, we were in the car, me and my dad, because I had a doctor's appointment, scoliosis one. Like, all of this. And basically then, and like, I brought up something about how it's sad that they don't make JoJo clip-on earrings. And my dad went like, what are you talking about? And I went like, because I really want my ear pierced so I can wear JoJo earrings. But Mom's never gonna let that happen. And personally, I was going to get my earpiece anyways when I was old enough to where she didn't get a say. So I'm just happy that's happening now and I actually have her approval versus waiting until I'm like 18, going out and getting it done when I like no longer live with her, like, and then her freak out about it and me just never speak to her again. Like, I'm just happy that that didn't happen. Then he went like, well, I see no harm in you getting your earpiece if we do it like safe, anything that we can do to keep it safe, then let's do that. And I went like, okay. But we still need to convince Mom, and he went like, so I texted her talking about asking her, I actually am pulling up the text because I want to. Okay, we're here. Okay, I texted Mom. I decided what I want for my birthday. That part is because I said that I wanted a flip screen camera with an SD card. Yeah, and so for the past week, Mom's been wanting to know what else do I want besides that, and so I put it, Mom, I decide what I want for my birthday. Dad said I could get my ears pierced if you would let me, please let me. Yeah, I never wanted anything else this bad except for a few things. And the few things are, let's see, JoJo concert and seeing my crush. Anything else? No. Like, those are the only two things that I ever wanted, like, this bad. And then, basically, yeah, so then, and, well, she didn't reply. Partly because my mom isn't very good at texting, partly because she always had a flip phone, because she never needed anything besides a flip phone. Because the only thing she ever does on her phone is call people. So now she has a phone that isn't a flip phone, and now I can text on it, but she doesn't really know how. And so basically and so I called her because it had been 10 minutes and I'm getting it was more like 30 minutes, but I was getting very, very eager. Or we already stopped, well, we were getting ready to stop. It was 15 minutes. Yeah, sorry, I could be completely wrong on that. We were getting ready to stop for lunch. We went to Wendy's, and basically then I call her and I'm like, hey, how's Sam? And she's like, he's in the backyard, he's doing good. And I'm like, you're gonna say no, so there's no point in asking you, please say yes, no, I basically said, and I talked to Dad about something, and you're gonna say no, so I don't understand why I'm asking you, because it's already gonna be a no, please say yes, and Dad's like, well, at least give her a chance to knock you down, and I'm like, Mom's like, what? what's going on? Like, I was like, you're not gonna like this. And she was like, what is it? And I'm like, we talked about me getting my ear pierced, and I really want to, and Dad says it would be fine. And she's like, we'll talk about it when you get home. And I'm like, I'm like, yes, she didn't completely shut me down, and she's like, I never shut you down, and I'm like, you shut me down a lot. That is true. And that is one thing that is true. That oftentimes when there's something and that I really, really want, my mom's like, no. Like, she often just shuts me down, sometimes, and that's, like, annoying. And she like, at least I don't purposely try to, and I'm like, I know, I'm just trying to say that, hey, you didn't 100% say no. So we get home later, after, like, the appointment, all of this, and then, basically and then, and, like, I just kind of hung out with, like, my sister for, like, 5 minutes, and her first grandson, who's a year old, very recently a year old, like, he's a year and, like, 3 or 4 months. And so, like, we were hanging out, and then, like, so then they leave, like, everything. Well, no, I went out to the car because my sister had to get her grandson's, like, crib, because they brought, like, the fold-up crib and stuff. She had to get that and stuff, but she also wanted to go ahead and put him in the car, and so I went out to, like, stand by the car with him, and, like, I look at his book and stuff, because he likes me. And, like, when he comes over, he gets very excited. He knows who I am. He literally, I walked in, and he came right up to me, smiling and just happy, because, like, that's something that I found very interesting, that a lot of the time, little kids, and they love coming over and seeing me. Like, oftentimes it's almost like I'm a little kid magnet. Like, little kids just like coming over, seeing me, because they know I'll play with them. I'll like try or attempt to read to them. I'm not the best at reading. My reading is pretty decent, especially since I always struggled with reading until I saw a reading tutor for years, and that reading tutor, Miss Belinda, became my best friend, and now she's gone. Well, next to Bella, that is. And so she brought out the crib, and we're putting in the trunk, I heard something about you want to get your ear pierced, and I'm like, you're gonna, like, thinking in my head, she's just gonna shut me down, but at least her opinion isn't as important as mom and dad's, because really it's up to mom and dad, if that makes sense. And I'm not trying to be rude. And then because a few years ago she shut me down also. And so then, and like, yeah, she was like, you do understand why, and I'm like saying, you do understand why you shouldn't, and I'm like, yeah, and you understand why mom, like, that mom, I'm worried about it, and I'm like, yeah, she was like, well, maybe it could work out, and I'm like, so then, and she leaves in, like, a good 20 minutes pass, and all of a sudden, and and my mom and my dad were coming back from, because my mom was using the bathroom, and basically then, that sounds weird, and my dad had to help get her to the bathroom. That's what I mean to say, because she can't walk, and she had a stroke a few years ago, and also she can't really move in her wheelchair that fast, because she doesn't have enough strength. And then, and like, she went, so they were coming back, and she was like getting in her chair, and I heard her say something, and like to Dad, like, what do you think about her getting her ear pierced? And I'm like, and I jump in, and I'm like, cause my dad was like, and like, I think she could do it. Then, I think she could do it, and like, they were talking, and I was like, Mom, please let me, like, I really want this, and she finally said, and, well, then my dad left to, like, go clean up the bathroom and stuff, and she's like, well, it's part of your birthday present, and I'm like, is that a yes? And she was like, yes, I guess it's fine. And I literally am like jumping up and down, screaming. I'm not joking, screaming at the top of my lungs, yes! Like, because I was really excited. I came rushing back here, fell on the bed, and my dad's like, what's going on? And I'm like, she said yes, and he was like, oh, that's great, like. And like, now I'm very excited because last year I got to pick I got to pick somewhere to go and do something for my birthday. And I chose Build-A-Bear because I want to build me a JoJo Build-A-Bear, a JoJo Siwa one. But this year, we were gonna do like something similar, but then COVID and quarantine. And so basically none of the places that I would really want to go to are open, because there's literally Dave & Buster's and also like another like fun like arcade called Frankie's Funhouse that I kind of would want to go to, and then there's like one other place called Galaxy Fun Park, but all of them are closed, I'm pretty sure, of COVID, and also they're just not like as fun. And I did Frankie's Funhouse for my 13th birthday, so I'm very excited. So basically, the reason the music video is being postponed is because, first up, we were going to do it on October 24th, or we were thinking about it because that's my birthday and I wasn't going to be doing anything then. But I decided, I'm talking it over with Bella, that we are going to postpone it because of 2 reasons. First up, I'm going to be gone all day getting my ears pierced. Second off, that's in like 19 days, and we have a song that does not have a title, and we have barely anything. We basically have nothing besides the song. So we need more time. We need more time. So in a way, this is going to work out better. So we'll probably do it the 26th. That way, like the 26th or the 27th. That way we actually have like a day or 2 extra to work on it. And we can actually somewhat do it. Also, I texted my sister about it. So, let me pull it. So I texted her a voice recording talking about how Mom said yes and how, like, for once I'm actually excited since I lost my crush. And for once this year won't be a total letdown. And, like, COVID, it won't really, like, seem like, no, nothing will happen with COVID, but hopefully it like, goes away, or, like, quarantine at least. But, for once, I don't have to blame COVID for the reason that I'm not with my crush right now. Because essentially, also yesterday was my dad's birthday. And I did not post on his birthday. So then I texted, did you get my voice recording? Because I wasn't sure if the voice recording went through. And then she replied, awesome. And I replied, I know. And so I'm going to see if she's home because my parents want to know. And then I also texted my niece, and I'm going to read you what I texted her. So I sent her a voice recording talking about it, and then she's finally in U6. Yes. Then I texted, I know, I'm so excited. And then she replied to that, you have to show me you have to show me pictures when it happens, which is cool. And then I said I will post on Instagram on my birthday because of the fact that my phone does not text pictures. So it's kind of a thing. But I'm really excited. We're getting it done at Claire's because although the nearest Claire's that we know of is like 2.5 hours away. But I'm like very excited about it, I'm excited about it, and that can be fun and pretty. Like, we chose Claire's for 2 reasons. First up, you're probably like, it's better to, a lot of people now think that it's better to get the needle piercing than the gun. I chose Claire's for only one reason, because the only reason I'm doing this is because I want to wear JoJo earrings. That's the main reason why I'm doing this. Essentially, that, and also it's just nice to it's gonna be fun. Now, we chose Claire's because I know Claire's has been doing it for a while now. We want that because that means a little bit more on the safety side. And the other thing is also because Claire's, I can actually get JoJo earrings immediately put in. So, that is why we chose Claire's. That can be it for this video. Unfortunately, I think Bella's in bed right now, and I did not manage to get a hold of her, which is really sad because I won't be able to even try to FaceTime her until after 2:30 tomorrow in the afternoon. I'm just so excited.